am back, so are you. I hope you enjoyed video number 1, and if you have not already watched video number 1, then be sure to go back and watch that one first. These are all created in order of logical events, so they need to be watched in order. If you have watched video 1, then, well, get ready to dive right on into video 2 and get ready to continue upping your email marketing game. Who's the email marketing master? You are.
Welcome back to the Masterclass for Doers video part 2 out of 4 in igniting your list. Design the perfect freebie to grow your list and business in just 5 days. You created your super awesome freebie. Now what? Well, that is exactly what we're going to go over today. Today, you're going to learn my 2 favorite ways to promote freebies, the best place to send people so they can get their hands on your super awesome freebie and onto your list. And we're going to cover how to optimize your website and social media to best promote your freebie. And then, of course, we're going to go over the next steps to dominating your email marketing so that you can grow your business. Let's talk about number 1, 2 ways to promote your freebie. When you create your freebie, you need to start by creating a simple opt-in form. And this is just a simple form that you create in your email marketing provider so that you can stick it in various places on your website. For example, if you have blog posts, you can stick it within blog posts, in your sidebar, your main navigation bar, etc. And I use Lead Pages and ConvertKit for mine, but you don't have to use those 2 themes. You can literally create a simple opt-in form in whatever email marketing provider that you've decided to go with. I use ConvertKit for my email marketing, and they do technically offer, ways to build simple forms like this, but I use Lead Pages for my actual opt-in form. So that little box you see over on the right is a lead page opt-in box. And I like to think of Lead Pages as a luxury software. It's nice to have, but it's not totally necessary. Basically, Lead Pages creates templates for all sorts of things like opt-in boxes, pop-up boxes, registration and thank you pages, webinar hosting pages. So they create a lot of really cool templates that are optimized for conversions, and they're really easy to customize. But again, you don't have to use them. You literally just create a simple form in whatever email marketing provider that you use. And you want to be able to stick that form into just everywhere so that people can grab your freebie. So if you stick it into a blog post, you can create an image, for example. That image you see on the slide, that is an image I created in Photoshop, and I have linked that image to the URL for my opt-in form. So when people are reading my blog posts, they can click on that image and the little form pops up for them to put in their name and their email and to grab the freebie. You can also link your form to text for people to click on. So you can have, for example, in your main navigation on your website, you could have one of the options on your main nav be directly linked to your form so that when someone clicks on it, your little form pops up for your freebie and they can grab it. I've done this before in my main navigation. So if someone were to click on free courses or free resources in my main nav, that form for them to opt in for my super awesome freebie would pop up. All right, let's look at a strong form. So a strong opt-in form should include 3 things, in my opinion. First, it should include a mock-up of your sweet freebie. So if you are creating something great to give to your audience, people are very visual. So if you can include a mock-up of what it is that you've created that you are giving to them, it's going to make them want it even more. So for example, this particular opt-in form is for I wanted to say a gaggle of stock photos, a group of stock photos that I am giving away to my subscribers. And when they click on the opt-in form, they are literally seeing a pile of stock photos that they are going to get if they opt in. So seeing those stock photos make them way more likely to actually want them. So if you can include a mock-up of your freebie, that is great. You also want to emphasize what they're getting and the result or benefit that it will give them. So why should they get your freebie? Tell them in the opt-in form why. Why the heck do they want your freebie? What result is it going to get them? How is it going to benefit them? And then include a strong personality-filled call to action. So if you hear the word CTA at any point, that means call to action. And a call to action is usually, it's literally what it sounds like. You are asking people to do something, whether it's to click a link or to sign up for something. So in this case, the button is the call to action. I'm asking them to sign up. And you can see that it's kind of, it's not just like a sign up here. I've put hand over the photos, exclamation point. So if you can include your personality in the call to action and make it strong, do it. And then the next thing that you want to create for your freebie, after you create that opt-in form, you also want to create a standalone landing page for your freebie, because a landing page eliminates all distractions. It literally gives people two options. They either sign up for your freebie or they leave. Of course, there are going to be traffic coming to your website that you can't control. People are going to land on your website from social media and various other places, and you don't really have control over where they go, which is why you want to create that form we were just talking about, so you can stick that form all over so that they will hopefully see it and grab it. But with the traffic you can control, when you send people somewhere to get that freebie, instead of sending them to your website to get the freebie, you want to send them to this landing page, because again, your website is likely full of distractions. It's got a main nav menu. It's probably got a footer. It might have a sidebar. It's got all sorts of things going on. So you might be like, oh, hey, go check out my freebie on my website. And they might go over there with the intention to check out your freebie and get totally sidetracked and not actually grab your freebie. So you want to create a landing page for your freebie, and that is where you're going to drive all of your traffic so that they don't have any distractions. And I think that all of your most important freebies, aka the freebies that lead directly to paid products and services, for example, they should all have their own landing page. And that's just a photo of one of my landing pages. I have a webinar crash course for creative entrepreneurs, and that, of course, leads directly into my paid course on how to put on an awesome webinar. But I've created that landing page for it, so they only have one option. What to use for your landing page. So there are lots of options. You can literally create a landing page on your own website. You just create it, depending on what platform you use, it's going to be a little different, but you can literally just use a page on your own website if you know how to remove distractions like the header and the footer. So I have created landing pages on my Squarespace site, for example, but I have to enter in some code in order to remove the header and the footer. If you don't know how to do that, then I would not suggest using your website, because again, the point of a landing page is to eliminate all distractions. So you could also use a lead page template, and that's what I used in this photo right here. That's a lead page template. If you don't have lead pages or you don't want to pay for lead pages, there are also free sites like EntrePages and Unbounce. So just Google EntrePages or Unbounce. They offer free landing pages for you to use for your freebie. All right, so tiny little recap. Your freebie needs these two things. Number one, a simple form that you create that you can stick all over your website and in your content. And then number two, you also need to create its own landing page that eliminates all distractions. Okay, let's talk about number two, the best place to send people to grab your freebie. Can you guess what that place is? You might have a little inkling after what we just talked about, but the best place to send people to grab your freebie is your landing page. When you can control where people go, always send them to your landing page, not your website where they're going to be distracted by all the shiny, pretty things, but your landing page. Okay, that was quick and easy. Number three, how to optimize your website and your social media to promote your freebie. Okay, I want to start off by saying you want to think of every inch of your website as prime real estate. Say it with me, prime real estate. You do not want to clutter your website with crap that leads people away from it. And I'm not meaning to like offend anyone who has like ads or anything like that on their site, but I personally think that if you're gonna create this awesome business and put all this time and effort into your website and building these amazing products or services or whatever it is that you're selling, you don't wanna put ads on it that are literally taking people away from that. So you need to think of every inch of your website as prime real estate. Every little bit of your website is super important. And second, every main page on your site should include at least 2 to 3 places to opt in to your email list. You are responsible for leading people in the right direction. And the reason why I say 2 to 3 places to opt in on any given page is because you need to make your opt-in places abundant. You need to make them obvious. They need to be everywhere. All right. So the top 2 opt-in places on your site that will create a big impact. Drum roll, please. I feel like this is a very dramatic moment. The top 2 places, your header and your main navigation. For example, this is a screenshot of my website. And here you go. I have an opt-in in my main navigation, and I also have an opt-in in the header of my website. Your opt-in should be the first thing people see without doing any scrolling on your website. They shouldn't have to scroll down to see your opt-in because some people might not scroll down. So you need to make sure you've got an opt-in the first thing that they see without any scrolling. So when people click on that little yellow button, it's actually not very little, it's pretty big. When people click on that big yellow button, get the free webinar crash course, this box pops up. Again, this is a lead page box. You don't have to use lead pages, but this is my simple form that we already talked about for my freebie. When people get to my site, is it obvious that they can grab something? Heck yeah, it is. It is super obvious. Here are a few other places you can use. And remember, they need to be obvious and all over. You want to check your website, making sure that you've got 2 to 3 places on every given page. Your about page. You can sneak your freebie into your about bio, like I have done. There's a little link where I'm like, by the way, I have this awesome thing. You can grab it right here. You can also put it in your contact page. I have an FAQ page on my website to help kind of field the amount of emails that I get and to help people better. So I have stuck my freebie into my contact page. You can also put it in your sidebar. If you have a sidebar, that's like a buffet of opt-in opportunities. You should be putting opt-ins in multiple places in your sidebar if you have a sidebar. And then an announcement bar. If you have a freebie, particularly if it's time sensitive, then you can add an announcement bar to your site. And that's going to depend on what platform you use. It might be called something different, but in Squarespace, it's called an announcement bar. And then, of course, any relevant content. So you need to be sticking your freebie, the landing page, the form, into relevant content, videos, blog posts, podcast episodes, whatever type of content you create, as long as they're in the same topic. You don't want to stick a freebie that has nothing to do with the content together. That won't make sense. You also want to optimize your social media so that people are going to your freebie. So for example, on my Instagram account, I link people directly to not my website, but my landing page for whatever freebie I'm trying to get them to at any given time. So I tell them in the description, want to design the perfect, the freebie in this example is for this challenge that you are taking now. Want to design the perfect freebie to grow your email list, grab the workbook and trainings, free workbook and trainings, and I point them to the landing page to sign up for the challenge that you are taking right now. So point them to your freebie in all of your social media profiles. By the way, that's my cat, Mr. Purry. Isn't he adorable? Here's another example on my Facebook page. Again, I am driving everyone to that freebie landing page. That is the header photo of my Facebook page and the pointing them to the sign up. And looky what I'm doing. I'm creating the mock-up. Remember how people are very visual. I've included a mock-up of what they're going to get by signing up. I've got an arrow pointing to the button. So you want to make sure you're doing this on all of your relevant social media accounts. Whatever social media accounts that you use, you want to be pointing people to your freebie. Okay, let's talk about a quickie little review on what you learned just now. All right, you learned there are 2 ways to promote your freebie. You need to create an opt-in form that you can stick all over, and you need to create a standalone landing page. You also learned about the best place to send people so that they can get their hands on your freebie. That is, of course, your landing page. And you also learned how to optimize your website and social media to best promote your freebie. And in the next video, video number 3, you are going to learn how to get more eyeballs, aka traffic or people, on your freebie. Once you create that freebie, once you've optimized your website and social media for promoting that freebie, you then need to get people to actually see it. And of course, during the rest of the challenge, we're going to go over what the heck to send your list and how to use it to make more sales and how you can keep growing your list. All right, it is time to take action. There are 3 action steps that I want you to do. Number 1, go ahead and create that opt-in form for your freebie. That is a simple opt-in form with whatever email marketing provider that you use. Number 2, I want you to create a landing page for your freebie. And then number 3, go ahead and optimize your website and social media to promote the Sam Hill out of your freebie. That didn't really make sense, but let's just pretend it did. Optimize your website and social media to promote your freebie. Remember, results come from being consistent and taking action. Okay? Do those 3 action steps, and I will see you in video 3, so keep your eyes peeled.